Hi, everybody. Okay. I gotta give two disclaimers here. I don't know what language is gonna come out of my mouth, so 18 and over, please. And also, I don't know how long this video is gonna be because I have a lot to say here. So be forewarned. And if you want to skip ahead or something, I totally understand. But oh my god. Okay. The reason my title is OMG is because that fits the bill. Trust me. Okay. And the reason Heather Tom gets my hashtag, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. So we have a lot to talk about because Steffi is trying to be a friend to both Carter and Daphne because of the infertility thing. I don't know. I think my spidey senses are starting to tingle, and I think that the friendship between Steffi, Carter, and Daphne might backfire. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but I just feel it in my bones. Okay? So remember that. Timestamp it. I'm saying this on August the 5th. Okay? So if I ever bring this up again, refer to this video. Okay, now on to Will and Dylan. And I think I said this before in the last video, but I'm not sure. So this goes to Sydney Bullet, specially. Okay, Sydney Bullet, I love you. I did not mean to call you Melissa. I did not know your mother calls you Melissa. Sorry. I like you a lot. I will forever call you Dylan. Okay? Okay. All right. So we have Darren Brooks and Crew Morrow in the same scene, so you know it's going to be a good day. Woo! Yeah. Okay. So then he's there. He's really here to be comic relief, but he's also there to be the brother and, be the shoulder for Will to lean on, that kind of thing, right? So then he says, at first, Will tries to push Wyatt out, and then says, no, stay. I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you. It's just a bunch of stuff. And then he says, and then they start talking about Dylan, right? And then he says, oh, the girl you said was Nancy. And then he actually answered my question about why they called her Nancy instead of Dylan, because he said, well, if you would have called and I would have known you were coming, I wouldn't have had to tell you about somebody in my house, Okay. So we have that. Remember that. Okay. Then we have the coup de grace. I'm going to get to my hashtag and woo. Okay. Oh, if you can see my face, you see this face smiling. Oh, Heather Tom is. Oh. Okay. So I know this might turn into a love letter to Heather Tom. I don't care. I don't care. I could start a fan club. That woman can do anything. I swear to God. Okay? And I knew that she was going to go off on Dylan today. I knew it. I called it. I said, oh. And I also said, I don't want to be in that room. I mean, I'd love to meet Heather Tom, but to be on the receiving end of angry Katie, I'll pass. And Dylan, also, one thing about the wardrobe. I talk about wardrobe occasionally when it's important, okay? And I said yesterday that I think they're trying to turn Dylan into a bad girl. And I said, I don't know. There's just something going. Like, I feel like there's something going on. And my last video about Bull was what's going on with Dylan. And I was onto something. They are turning her into a bad girl. Why? Because she was dressed head to toe in black. Black, mind you. Okay, now to go into the color catalog. Now this I know by heart because I have been watching stuff my entire life. And it doesn't matter if it's a movie, a TV show, or whatever. They always dress the villain in black. Black or gray or something, but usually black. And then they dress the good people in white or whatever color they want. But I'm not kidding here. So they're turning her into a bad chick. But here's the thing. Okay, so she's trying to pull off nice, innocent, whatever, and she's being really respectful, saying Mrs. Spencer the whole time. And I'm like, oh, but she's gonna bust you, and then it's gonna happen. It didn't happen today, but it's gonna happen because she said, Katie said, Heather Thomas, Katie said, I have questions and I want answers, and you're gonna give it to me. And I said, oh, but it was right at the time, like she said that, and then it was like, close. I'm like, dang. Okay, so I've had this theory. Now, this is my own theory, so nobody take it, okay, because it's mine. The name Melissa Dillon. Okay, I got no problem with the name Melissa, but Dillon as a last name? I mean, besides Bob Dylan, and his son Jacob, those are not only Dylan with the last name of Dylan I've ever heard of. So I always had the question in my mind, but I didn't want to say it because I don't want to sound like I'm always skeptical. But I was like, Dylan as a last name. I don't know if I buy that. What is her real name? And then once I get started down that road, it's okay. What's her real name? What's her real story? What's the real everything? Like, what's the truth? You know what I mean? As much as we can tell. But I was like, I've always been stuck on the name. And I swear, this doesn't happen very often to me. But when my spidey senses kick in, I'm like, oh, my spidey senses are tingling. There's something going on, or something's going to happen, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, better watch out for that one. And yeah. So tomorrow or Friday. Oh, okay. Today is Wednesday, right? Okay. So they could push it till Friday, so you have the whole answers before the weekend. But I don't know. But I promise you this: if Katie says she wants answers, Katie's gonna get some answers. So hold on to your chairs, man. I'm telling you. All right. Bye, everybody.